the weak side, he dishes it off to Aubrey. His first field goal of the second half, Patrick. Again, going right back in there and using his strength and going right to the bucket.
The Burlington Demons are going to really have to pull it in here because the Cougars, with this shot, may be up by 15 points, 50-35, and they are, as Aubrey Lewis-Byers connects from the free throw line. So the Demons have to make up a lot of points with 7 minutes and 22 seconds left in the game, or their season is over.
And it's going to be tough to do because Craig has had that 15-day layoff. You got to think their legs are rested a little bit more than Burlington. Burlington being a little more tired, they're going to have to make a heck of a run here.
And they get a shot from Tony Romo for two.
That was for three, Patrick, a big shot.
Yeah, and you know, you mentioned before the game that layoff could work either way. They could get rusty and come out flat, or they could have gotten a rest and come out with stronger legs. So far, it looks like the stronger legs is the way this one is working out for the Craig Cougars, as a long shot doesn't go for Chris Romstad.
And Patrick, and that all works against you in the first quarter, and Romo getting another touch, just bringing it down and going one-on-one against Ronstadt. Ronstadt doing a nice job of stopping his dribble penetration, making him shoot it from the outside. But Patrick, that what you just hit on, that works against you in the first quarter if you don't come out right away and play hard and play well and in that crispness of your basketball game.
Aubrey Lewis-Byers with a baseline drive, two more for the Cougars. It's 52-38. Trying to get it inside to Sakaris, and the ball goes out of bounds. And the Cougars will take over the ball with 6 minutes left in the game. It's a 52-38 lead for the Cougars. The Cougars, number 2 in the Big 8 Conference. The Burlington Demons ended up in 3rd place in the Southeast Division, Southeast Conference North Division.
And right now, Patrick, off of Burlington turnovers, Craig has got 19 points off of 11 turnovers that Burlington has. That's pretty good, taking advantage of the mistakes of Burlington. And you gotta take care of the basketball in big games, and right now Burlington really not doing that. Also, Craig doing a fine job offensive boards.
Well, shot wouldn't go on the other end by Casey Murray. Rebound to Romo, and Romo shoots right now and gets a three. So that makes it 52-41. A few of those will make the Demons really well.
Well, yeah, someone better start picking him up. He's hit 2 threes in the last half a minute here, and he's starting to warm up.
Well, that takes away the 2 from Ross Clawitter back-to-back. 6 points apiece, as inside, nice feed back to Brent Jerome, and he shoots up the 12-footer.
In that time, Patrick, nice dribble penetration and dish off by Saunders to Jerome. Jerome hitting the 7-foot jump shot, and Saunders with his 3rd personal in the game with 5:15 to go.
And Burlington being pressed again in possession of the ball. Romo bringing it up. He'll take the top of the key shot, not even close, and it's out of bounds to the Craig Cougars. So long shots will get you well real quick, but the downside is the rebound generally on a long shot goes back to the defensive team because they're long rebounds and the offense is boxing out underneath.
And Craig, you got to think are going to take advantage of the score and the foul situation, and again they're going to go to the free throw line here and shoot 2 now the rest of the way, which is going to be very tough for Burlington to even make a run, because every time they foul, Craig's going to shoot 2 free throws.
And a very disciplined half here by the Craig Cougars, only scoring 3 team fouls, so the chances of the Burlington Demons even seeing the 1-and-1 bonus are pretty slim.
Very slim, and if you foul, if any Craig players foul, you got to think that Bob's going to bring a substitute in and have a little chit-chat with them and explain the game situation to them.
1 out of 2 there from the free throw line for Casey Murray. Makes it a 55-41 game. Romo will try the 3. Rebound back to the Craig Cougars. That was a short rebound, but the Cougars boxed out better underneath, and Luke Keene comes up with the rebound. Luke's a 6'2 junior and has played a lot of this game. Did not start, but has played in a lot of this game as the Cougars get it inside and then kick it back outside. They were going to try to get Luke Keene open, but it's back out to Saunders, over to Luke Keene and back out to Saunders.
And it almost looks like a little four corners by Craig just to use the clock up. Burlington in that zone defense.
They're in no hurry now. The Cougars with a big lead are going to force the Demons to foul them. And they did try to get it in to Aubrey Lewis-Byers. It looked like an opening, but that was closed up very quickly by Romo and Sakaris. And we have a timeout.
And Johnson for Burlington has fouled out with his 5th personal, and Breswitz is taking advantage of this. You get a 30-second time to bring in your substitute. And he's taking advantage of this using an extra, maybe timeout.
Well, we were talking about the Craig. They kind of stumbled there a few games back in February. They lost back-to-back games. It's the first time in 4 seasons that Craig lost back-to-back games. They lost them in Beloit Memorial 61-56 on the 7th. 4 days later, they lost to Middleton on the 10th of February. That loss to Middleton actually was what resulted in a 2nd place finish for the Craig Cougars. They had finished in 1st place in many of the last several seasons. I got it down here somewhere in 7 of the last 13 seasons now. The Cougars have been in 1st place, but not this season, as Middleton took the Big 8 conference and Aubrey Lewis-Byers connects on his 1st free throw.
Well, he actually missed it, Patrick, and he's really not shot free throws very well in this game, and neither is Craig, only shooting just over 50% for the game.
Well, 1 out of 2 for Byers. I gave him credit where credit was not due, but he did make the 2nd one, and the Demons have the ball after the basket and turn it over to Dan Saunders. Saunders way outside, and now back to that little 3-4 corner thing, because the Cougars are not going to be in a hurry to throw it up there. 3 minutes and 42 seconds left in the game.
And Aubrey right to the glass, using that strength, and with Johnson out of there, he can just take advantage of that, because Johnson really played pretty well in the 2nd half against him. But
yeah, Johnson's replacement was John Tymus, and Aubrey Lewis-Byers beat him. But on the other end, Tymus makes a basket for the Demons, and it's a 58-44 score with the Craig Cougars in command, and 3 minutes and 12 seconds left in the game. Cougars almost losing it, and they do go over and back. No, they're going to call it out of bounds. Yeah, over and back. Trying to keep from going out of bounds and from going over and back, kind of a tall task. He ends up going down in the other side of the timeline, and it's an over and back against the Cougars.
Well, just a careless turnover, Patrick, by Craig, and just unable to save it. Ronstadt making a valid effort, and Romo again. Wow, big shot. Right over the top of the defense, Patrick. A clear hand in his face. Just, you can't say enough about what he can do offensively.
A 3-pointer makes it 58-47. Long way to go for the Demons, but there's a lot of time left in the game if they can force the Cougars.
And Bob Suter takes a timeout with a 2nd turnover in a row, and his team up 11 needs to settle him down and come out here and just take care of the basketball. 2 turnovers in the last 30 seconds.
Do you think he'll remind them that many points, 9, can be made up very quickly by any team against any other team? We've seen it this season several times ourselves, Joe.
Well, when you have an offensive player like Tony Romo that can do just about anything on offense against a defense, I mean, if you put a big kid on him, he just goes outside and beats him off the dribble. If you put a smaller kid on him, he just takes him right down to the post and just uses his strength. So he's a pretty complete ball player. They got him listed at 6'3", but he plays about a 6'6" down on the post, and he can play like a 6-foot quick guard on the outside perimeter. And right now he has lit it up for 2 3-pointers. And
I think the thing that Demons have against them right now is that John Tymus is going to have to take up the slack for the fouled out Nick Johnson, because as you mentioned, Nick Johnson handled Aubrey Lewis-Byers well down there low, and if they cannot control Aubrey Lewis-Byers, that comeback could be in jeopardy because Byers is so strong down low. He'll power it up over double team every time. But Romo has the ball now for the Burlington Demons. Romo with Saunders in front of him didn't want to take that shot.
Well, Saunders doing a nice job of keeping his hands right in front of the ball, but Burlington with another shot by number 20, Weiss, boy, just a fantastic.
Yeah, he just took Romo's place and lost Saunders in the shuffle and got the open shot. So
but what I was going to touch on, Patrick, Saunders doing a nice job of keeping his hands right in the shooting area where you bring the ball up from your waist to the in front of your chin where you shoot the basketball. He's doing a nice job of keeping Romo from preventing him from bringing the ball up to shoot that and getting a nice look.
Eric Weiss commits his third foul, putting Dan Saunders to the line for the Craig Cougars, who are up by 8 points, 58-50, with 2 minutes and 16 seconds left in this regional final here at Craig High School. And he makes the free throw there, giving them a 9-point lead again. They've been up by 15 earlier, the Craig Cougars. Now the Demons have the ball. Romo way out over to number 40, who's going to take the three-pointer. It rims in and out, and a foul on the rebound.
Well, we definitely got a ball game here, Patrick. Burlington down only 9, and if that three would have gone, that would have put them within 6.
Yes, it would have. Casey Kilpin trying to make that three.
And Patrick, 13 of 21 for Craig, shooting not too bad, but in the last 3 times they've gone to the free throw line, they've only come away with one of them shooting the double bonus. You need to knock both of them in.
Number 34 at the line is Chris Romstad, 6'2" senior starting guard for the Craig Cougars. Guard forward is his position, and he makes the first of 2 free throws. A 10-point lead now for the Cougars. 2 minutes, 4 seconds left in this game.
And
1 out of 2.
And again, 1 out of 2, Patrick.
Saunders.
But an offensive rebound,
and knocked out of bounds by Romo. Number 34 trying to get it inside was Romstad, and it'll be out of bounds to the Craig Cougars. Aubrey Lewis-Byers beats Sakiris low.
And that has taken place all afternoon, Patrick. Aubrey just taking him off the dribble, going right to the hole.
And Sakiris no longer has the help of Johnson on the double team. Oh, nice relay from Aubrey Lewis-Byers, but number 3, John Dalrymple, for a guard for the Demons, got in there and stopped that from happening. He may have committed a foul, but that would have been an easy basket for the Cougars. Number 44, Luke Keene.
Well, you said it again. Aubrey flashing to that high post and doing a nice job of taking his defender off the dribble. That time he had a double team coming to get the ball out of his hands, and Keene just going back door. And nothing else that the Burlington defender could do but just a foul.
Doesn't make either one. So it's a 12-point lead for the Cougars still with 1:30 left. They need this shot here. Number 40 is going to throw up the 3. That doesn't go. That's Casey Kilpin again. And it looks like it's out of bounds to the Craig Cougars. A couple of Burlington players did not agree with that. And we knew this was going to be a tight game because Burlington, despite having an 8-13 overall record, play in a very tough conference, the Southeast Conference. Oh, boy, somehow they got it up there, and Saunders gets a shot off, but that was all out of control with the Craig Cougars on offense.
Well, a poor play by Murray to pass the ball up to Keene where he had an open floor in front of him. He would just let him, but Keene with a nice hustle job coming up with the ball. Saunders up the floor and going to the free throw line, but not shooting free throws very well, Patrick.
Dan Saunders. No.
Wow.
62-50. 1 minute and 17 seconds left. Neither one for Dan Saunders, and the rebound to Tony Romo, but taken away by Saunders, and he'll give it to Byers. Byers trying to slam it, but it doesn't go. I think Aubrey Lewis-Byers just got a little too far underneath the rim and didn't realize it, so he couldn't successfully slam that one. Would have been exciting for the crowd, but the Burlington Demons get it back, and Romo is going to shoot from the top of the key. It doesn't go. And they're going to throw up another one after the whistle. Eric Weiss tries a desperation three.
Well, Burlington down 12 with 58 seconds left.
Are you saying we should break out the party hats for the Cougars here? Romo
and a nice block by Murray again, and quickly up the floor, and Burlington has had an opportunity, Patrick, but
they had a wide open shot down there. Number 44 did, Luke Keene, but he didn't react quick enough to get to the basket. So he'll get to go to the line and try this as the Demons are down to the foul game.
Well, Patrick, in the last 2 minutes of the game, Craig has shot, gone to the free throw line, and only made one shot for every free throw. And then Saunders has gone to the free throw line the last couple of times and not come up with any. And Keene going to the free throw line, only getting one of a pair too. Burlington not taking advantage of it though.
Oh, Weiss, good patience, but too much patience. Casey Murray blocking the shot. Aubrey Lewis-Byers on the other end. And it's a 65-50. Back to a 15-point lead for the Craig Cougars. Romo, the shot and a foul.
Wow.
So Burlington, despite the score and the time, are staying alive as Romo takes the shot, knocks it down, and will get a chance for a three-point conversion at the free throw line with 27 seconds left in the game.
But even if he makes this, Patrick, they're still down 11 points with 27 seconds left, excuse me. It's pretty academic to this point.
They're calling the foul on Steve Jennings. 22 seconds left in the game, and the Cougars will move on to the sectional, the Beloit sectional next week. And the Burlington Demons will be ending their season here in about 22 seconds, Joe.
Which Craig will be playing the winner of the McGuanago Badger game, and they will play at Badger. So Craig has a pretty tough road in front of them after playing at home in their first tournament game of the '98 season.
Well, it seems like after those back-to-back losses, the Cougars got right back on track. They won their first 10 conference games, lost 2, went out winning the last 3. And so this will be a 4-game streak here for the Cougars going into next week's sectional. You can hear the crowd applauding the Cougars. As Joe said, it's all academic from here, and we're going to have a massive substitution program going on here by Bob Suter to get some of his other players a chance to play in the final moments. Ross Clawwitter back on the floor. Troy Angus back into the game. Also, we got Casey Murray, a starter, but he will be replaced now by Brad Orritt. And then we have Eric Dougal and Chris Holzneck on the floor for the Cougars in the closing moments of this game, and they do good. They take the ball away, but turn it back over to the Demons, and the Demons, a desperation shot there from the paint, goes for number 22, Brent Fleming. And there's 4 seconds left in the game. The Cougars are just going to try to avoid the foul, and at the buzzer, nothing will happen. That last basket won't count, but it doesn't need to for the Craig Cougars, because they win the game by a score of 67-56 over the Burlington Demons. We'll be back with a post game as you are watching WIAA basketball on Marcus Media Sports.